Hello, welcome to Ekidel, where we train future civil and structural engineers. My name is Fashe Uchet. Quickly, let me quickly highlight what we are going to be doing in this particular video. What we are going to be doing in this video, we want to analyze. And please, I want to say that you should watch this video from beginning to the end, because the way we are going to be analyzing this particular structure is going to be different from the normal way of analyzing the structure. Is that okay? So now, looking at this is an irregular shape. Is that okay? This structure is an irregular structure. Irregular structure in the sense that if you look at the shape is like a U. Am I correct? It's like U. If you look at it very well, it's like a U shape, isn't it? And then since it's a U shape, it means what? It's an irregular structure, either U shape structure, or L shape structure, or T shape structure. All these three are irregular shape kind of a structure. So how you analyze them in Protastructure is very, very important. Is that okay? And how do you go about it in Protastructure? That's what we are going to be doing in this part 6 of this particular video. Is that okay? Very important. And before we proceed, I want to say, please hit on the like button and also comment. Is that okay? From there, it enlarges enlighten us more on what to do, and also how you appreciate our videos. Is that okay? And also how when you click on the like button, it makes video to go viral and to also help others. Is that okay? All right, so that is that. Okay, how do you now go about it? Looking at this particular one now, first of all, I want to appreciate those who have been liking our videos, who have been subscribing, and also who have been telling others about Ekidel. We really appreciate your effort. You might not be producing it, but by doing that, it means we are together in this field. All right, thank you so much. How do we now go about this? To make it a quick one, if you look at this particular structure, we have done it. If you want to know how we got to this point, go and watch the part 1, part 2 up to part 5. Is that okay? And then continue with this part 6 for better understanding. Is that okay? All right, because there are a lot of things we have explained. Is that okay? In this particular video, and reason, some things you might be seeing, I might not know the reason behind them. So for you to understand the reason behind them, you need to watch all those parts. Is that okay? All right, that is fine. So how do we now analyze this particular structure? Looking at this particular structure that is an irregular kind of shape, so we are expected to use what we call a semi-rigid structural analysis for this particular structure. But if you look at it, this particular structure, there's no place in Protastructure, either 2022 or 2018 upward, where you can see semi-rigid analysis. Is that okay? For you to check or for you to click on. Is that okay? So the question now is, how do you now go about this to still achieve that semi for the software to now analyze it as if it's a semi-rigid structural analysis? Or yes. So how do you now go about it? Is that okay? All of this we are going to be explaining in this particular video. So for us to do that, let's first of all see if that can be located. Is that okay? I'll come to this. I'm talking about analysis. Let's first of all come to the analysis. Let's say we are using a building analysis. Is that okay? If you click on the building analysis, let's see if you can locate that semi-rigid. Is that okay? Let's see how we can locate that semi-rigid diaphragm. Let's see. All right, come to this. If I come to this place, this particular place now, let's say slab. Is that okay? You can see there's no place for us to use what do you call it, semi-rigid. In this place, there's nothing like that. We are not seeing anything of that. You can see rigid diaphragm. Is that okay? This rigid diaphragm is different from semi-rigid kind of analysis. Is that okay? It's different. If I also come to the settings, if you look at this particular place also, there is no place for us to see that semi-rigid. So if you go and check all the Protastructure, you discover that no place in which you can check. You can see this one now. You can see there's a place for us to check. There's a place for us to check. If you want to create detailed analysis echo file, can you see it now? You can check it. But there's no place where you can see semi-rigid, kind of structural analysis. Is that okay? So how do you now go about that? We are going to be showing you in this video. So for us to do that now, once you have finished your modeling, so we are going to now go to this go to the same building analysis and come to what building analysis here. Now, to achieve that semi-rigid kind of a structural analysis, you have to come to this place called what? Called model option. When you come to this model option, you can see the model option that we have here. Model option. You can see model. You can see shear wall. You can see slab model. You can see stiffness. You can see settings, isn't it? So for you to achieve that semi-rigid, understand, you have to come to this place of model option. Come to first of all slab model first. Now in this place, you can see that we are having story diaphragm model. You can see that we have it as what? As slab to define rigid diaphragm. If you leave it at this place now, it will not design this particular structure as what? As a semi-rigid. It will not. Is that okay? So all you need to do, you have to make it to what? No rigid diaphragm floor level. Can you see it now? You have to bring it to this place and make this one, not to check this one. You have to come here and click on what? No rigid diaphragm, floor level. And once you click on this, you have to now come back to this place now. You see we are on slab and come to this one. This was shear wall and come and click on what? Finite element shell method model, so that you analyze it. So by the time you click on this one and also come to this place and make use of this, that is where the software will see it as what? As if it's what? Semi-rigid. Do it now. But if you click on this one here, if you come here and see it as it is and come here and make it like this, it will not see, it will not analyze it as if it's what? Semi-rigid. Are you getting the point now? It will not analyze that what? As semi-rigid. So if you also come here now and put it like this and come here now and then leave it at this, yet it will not see analyze as what? Semi-rigid. So for you to be able to analyze as what? See it as what? A semi-rigid structure, you have to come here and click on this no rigid diaphragm floor level and also come to this shear wall place and use what? Finite element shell model. This now to now analyze the structure. And once this one is done, that's where you can now go to what? Come to this let me see. We have done all our things here. Okay, after we have done all of that, before we can analyze, we have to apply our wind load. Is that okay? We are going to be applying the wind load on this structure. So for us to apply the wind load on this particular structure, how do you now go about it? So for that of semi-rigid, that's how we go about it. Because if you come here and use a story degree freedom, this is not the place, and you cannot use rigid zone, because this rigid zone, what it stands for is different. What this place stands for is actually different. So you can now see it. Can you see it? So what this place stands for is actually different. So now we have explained how you can make your structure a semi-rigid, what to check, so that the software will be able to analyze it at what? As a semi-rigid. Is that clear? All right. So now let's now go to how we can apply our wind load on this structure. Is that okay? Let me now click on close. Since we have done that, let me now click on close. So for us to do that now, apply our wind load. So I'll now come to this place. Where is it? Let me come to this place. Build analysis. Yes, building analysis. I'll come to load combination. This load combination, I'll click on load generator. As we said, this is a Protastructure 2018. Is that okay? So I'll come to horizontal because our load is what? Is a horizontal load, isn't it? That's our wind. So I'll come to this place and apply what? Wind loading. Wind loading. Is that okay? I'll click on this particular one, which is a wind loading. I'll now click on what? On OK. And once I click on, you can now see number of what? Load combination have increased. I'll click on OK again. Then I'll now come to this place called wind and load and story load. Click on it. And once I click on that, so let's wait for it. While we are waiting for it, in case you have not clicked on like button, I want to say, please hit on the like button so that others will be able to learn from this, because the more they like, the more YouTube make this video to do what? To go viral. And also try to tell others about what? About Ekidel, and also share what you have experienced, and also comment on the comment section. Is that okay? All right, so let me come here now, click on wind load calculator. Your comment is very, very important. It will also help us. It will help us a lot. Is that okay? It will help us a lot. So looking at this now, based on basic wind speed, we are meant to apply what? Basic wind speed on this particular structure. So based on where your structure is going to be executed, and it depends on country by country. For example, if it's Nigeria, and in Nigeria we have different states. If it's America, they have different places, isn't it? So if it's Malaysia, anywhere you are. Is that okay? If it's South Africa, anywhere in the world, your wind speed varies. So based on that country, you have to know the wind speed of that country, and at the same time, especially where the structure is going to be executed, you have to know the wind load, the wind speed in that particular area. So for this one now, is where this one is going to be executed, we are using is 35. Is that okay? And this one is what is it give us 0.5. Is that okay? Sorry, 0.5. Is that okay? And primary wind angle, this one is a 0. Is that okay? Because we don't know the angle at which this structure is coming to hit. Sorry, we don't know this angle at which the wind is coming to hit this structure. Is that okay? That is that. And why are we applying wind load on this structure? Is that okay? So let me even close. Let me explain that. I'll come back to this. Is that okay? Why are we applying why do we need to apply a wind load on this structure? If you look at it based on the principle, is that okay? Once your structure is more than 10 meters above the ground level, that structure is what is exposed to wind. It's exposed to wind. So on that ground, now if you look at our story 4, what's the height? It's what 16.35. This 16.35 is already far more than what do you call it, 10 meters above the ground level. So it's on this note now we are going to be applying wind load on this particular structure. Is that okay? All right, so that is why we are applying that wind load. So let's now go back and continue. No, not this. Okay, come to this analysis and come to building analysis. Let's wait for it to come up. Okay, saving. Okay, here we are. So we have already checked that. So come to this place now, come to calculator, and we say 535. Sorry, 35. Our one is 35, and this one is 0.5. Okay, this one is at angle 0 because, as I said, we don't know the angle at which this wind is coming to hit this structure. So now this place now, what does this place mean? High hill height. It means that is there any hill around where this structure is going to be executed, and if there's a hill, then what is the height of that hill? That is one. And what does that place also stand for is that is there any existing structure close to this structure you are designing for, where they are going to execute this particular structure? Is there any structure in that place? If yes, then what is the height of that structure? Is that okay? So because if there's a structure close to it, definitely like our own that's 16 meters above the ground level, and you are having a what do you call it, a structure of 20 meters above the ground level, automatically that structure will prevent your own from effect of wind. But when your own is higher than the existing one, automatically it will reduce it, but not that totally. That plate that is remaining to be of the same height or above it will now be exposed to wind. So on that ground now, if our own is say 15, our own is 16 point something, 16.35, then if you have this value, you now do what? You now enter the value. If you don't have the value, you can leave it as what? As default. Is that okay? But in this case now, we don't have the value. But to be on the safer side, you can just reduce it. Is that okay? As you can reduce it because you don't have access to that information. You can just reduce it to be on what? On the safer side. So you can now just make it either the same, or just make it like, let's say 14 or 10. Is that okay? Let's leave it as 10 meters above the ground level. And what is distance? The distance between this one and this your own structure, because where we have this one, the structure are somehow close, not that too far. Is that okay? So I'm also going to use 10 based on information. Is that okay? 10, and then these other ones you can leave them as what? As 0. Is that okay? Leave them as 0, and also this one you can leave them as default. The important part is what? Is this place. Is that okay? So if you now look at this place now, they are saying that category 0, can you see it now? This is a terrain category now. It's not around the sea. It's not a flat area. Let's look at this one. Area with low vegetation, no. Then area with regular cover of what? Vegetation or buildings, or with isolated what? Obstacles with separate of maximum of 20 obstacles height. Can you see now? The obstacle is what? Let's say this one is the maximum you can get in that place is 20. Is that okay? So we can now choose this category now. Is that okay? We can choose this particular category. And if it's category 4, area in which at least 15% of the structure is what? Is covered with what? Building and their average height is what? Is 15 meters. Yes, no, is this one. We have this one. Is that okay? Is this one now? Because if you look at it, area in which at least 15% of the surface is covered with buildings, and their average height, we are talking of average now, is what? Exceed what? 15 meters. Yes, which is actually okay, because where this structure is going to be located, this is actually best fit this condition. So I can now click on OK. Then the next thing is I'll now come here now. I'll now come here and click on what? Because this structure is what? Is a reinforced concrete. Is that okay? I'm going to be using reinforced concrete. If it's a steel, I'll click on steel. So I'll leave it as this, and then I'll now come here and click on what? Apply. Can you see it now? And once I have applied it, is that okay? I can now click on OK. Is that okay? I click on OK. Or you can also come to this place now and click on this one. Can you see it? Every information that we put, just to confirm it. That's what I'm telling you. Can you see? Just to confirm it and show you, click on apply. So if you go through them, you will see that yes, we already have them in that place. If you click on story 3 and click on this one, you also have it. Can you see now? Automatically they are there. Don't be confused about this. Looking at this and think that what? It's only on story 0 or story 1 you are having it. No, it's applied to all. Can you see? If I click on this one now and click on this, you discover that those information we put, can you see it? They are there, isn't it? They are all in that place. So that is that. I'll now click on what? On final OK. And once I click on final OK now we need to come and edit our material. Is that okay? To edit your material, I'll come to edit material. You can see the process we are going through. Edit your material. Click on this. Click on this. Now we are using what? Grade 25. And before you know, for you to be sure of this particular grade, you have to come here. You can see characteristic compressive strength is what? 20. Can you see now? You'll be thinking that is this last one, but look, let me click on this one. You can see 25. So you might think it's 30 we are using, but coming to this place, you can, it's 25 we are using. If I click on the next one, it means I'm using grade what? 28. If I click on the next one, I'm using what? Grade 30. So that is that. So I'll click on this one, which is what? Grade 25. That's what I'm using. I'll click on apply to all and click on OK. All right, that's for grade of concrete. Now what about my steel grade? I'll come to this place. I'm using grade 410 because we're in Africa. I'll click on apply this and click on what? On OK. Is that okay? All changed to this. And also don't forget that we are what? Default material. I want to talk of default material like we are talking about superstructure. Is that okay? Superstructure. So everything I'm doing here now is on superstructure, not on the foundation. So which means that whatever thing I have done here, I'm going to do it on what? On the foundation floor level. Is that okay? All right, now that I've chosen my grade of concrete and grade of steel, let me also go to this foundation side and use the same grade. Is that okay? I'll come here. I'm using grade what? Grade 25. Where is it? Okay, grade 25. Apply to all and click on what? On OK. Let me see. Okay, 25. Yes, I'll click on what? On OK. Then also I'll come to my grade of steel. Yes, steel grade 10. Apply to all and click on OK. Okay, that's fine. I'll go back to my what? My superstructure now. I want to choose my rebar. Now for the column, for this particular column, my columns, I'm going to be using, now you can come here, select and deselect. Can you see? Select and unselect all. Can you see it now? Then can you see it? So now I want to use grade I'm going to use Y16 and Y20. So this is Y20 and also this is a Y16. Is that okay? So I'll click on apply to all member or DS rebar. Click on this. Let me confirm this. Can you see? So just to do it for all of them, not to waste my time. Can you see it now? Can you see it? Y16 and Y what? Y20. Instead of me to be doing one after the other, I've just applied it. So you can see it. This is what I've chosen here, and the same thing applicable to BETS. But in this case, I have to change it for the slab. Is that okay? I'll come here, remove this one, and then I'll come and choose for slab. I'm using Y12. Is that okay? I'm using Y12 for this. For my column, the same thing. For my beam, the same thing, 16 and 20. And also for my slab, I've changed that one to what? To Y12. Then I'll come here to my link. Also for my link, I have to change that one. Link, I change it to what? To Y10. I'm using Y10 for my links. Is that okay? I'll now click on OK. And once I've done that, I'll come to my foundation side and click on the rebar. Can you see it's giving us the same thing for the foundation? 16 and 20. Let me leave it. Is that okay? If I want, I can add Y12. Is that okay? we can add y12 to it. But looking at the structure, no, y12 is no for me. Is that okay? All right. So then go back to this place now. Once we have done all of this, then I'll now click on what? On OK. Is that okay? Since I've clicked on OK, at this point I can now go ahead to do what? To analyze the structure. Click on analysis, and then we can use this. You can use this method of analysis, or you can use a chase down method. Is that okay? You can use chase down method, but for me, I'm going to be using this. Now, this place. Let me click on. Let's start first. I want to explain something. So now, looking at this one now, the next thing is to click on check this particular place. Is that okay? Check this one. Check this. Is that okay? I haven't checked this one now. The next thing what I want to reselect in case the what do you call it? In case what I have selected they are not sufficient. What do? I need to check this one. I'll click on this. Also come here and click on this. That's beams and columns. Is that okay? All right. Once that one have been done, then I can now click on start. But if I just click on this like this, uncheck it, just as and I just come and click on start, automatically what I'm doing is what I'm analyzing, but I'm not designing. Is that okay? I'm analyzing for all the load to be calculated and be transferred, but I'm not designing. So I'll now come to this. But the moment I click on this, it means that I want the software to go ahead to design after what? After analyzing. I repeat, to go ahead and design after analyzing. That's what this place means. And once I've done that, I'll now click on what? On start. Now, before I click on start, what some people will ask question, what if I did not make this software to analyze this structure? Maybe I'm not aware before, and I now analyze normally without removing it from what I have done to make it what? A semi-rigid kind of analysis. Understand? What is the effect? Yes, is my structure going to fail? I will say no, your structure is not going to fail. It's just that the best way to analyze it is what? By making it a semi-rigid. Depend if the structure, this opening, like this one now that is the space, because of the wind, the space in between them it's not a large structure. Understand? If it's within this range, yes, it's okay, no problem. But when you have a massive structure of this kind, definitely it has effect on the structure. Is that okay? All right. So if you want to practice this, you can go ahead and practice it and analyze without clicking on those ones I've shown you on how to analyze the structure or your irregular structure using a semi-rigid. What you have clicked, design it based on that, and also leave it as it was, and design and check it. Is that okay? You will still have a same result. Why? Because your structure is very small. But when you have a massive structure, definitely it has effect. Is that clear? All right. So on this note now, I'll now click on start for us to start the analysis. Is that okay? Okay. So for the sake of this video not to be long, I'm going to be pausing this video. Is that okay? So once we finish analysis, they will now see what we have. Is that okay? And in case you have not still click on like button, I want to say please do so, and also subscribe if this is your first time. Is that okay? All right, let me pause it to read the length of this video. Thank you. So now it has finished analyzing, so I'll now click on OK. So I've clicked on OK. So the next thing now is to close this. Is that okay? You can see building analysis has passed. Is that okay? I'll now click on what? On close. Is that okay? So now that we have clicked on close, we need to check to see if the part of the structure that is failing and those one that pass the design, or not really failing, that are not okay, anyone. Is that okay? Or the one that pass the design. Is that okay? All right. In Protastructure 2018, how do you go about your design status? Is that okay? You need to check our design status to see the one that is passing the design and the one that is failing. So on that note, I'll come to this place. Can you see it? You can see active Windows settings and visual interrogation. I'll come to this place. It's on none. I'll come to what? Design status. I'll click on it and then click on OK. So if you look at what we are having here, can you see it? What we are having here, red means what? Fail. While this yellow means what? Warning, and this orange means what? Expire analysis, and green means okay, while the white means not design, and the blue means what? Do not design. So if you look at this design status given to us, and you now look at your drawing, you know the one that have passed design and the one that is what? That is failing. Can you see it now? So this is how to go about this analysis. So you can now see, so this one that are failing now, how do you now go about it? Is that okay? How do you go about this one that are failing? And if you want to see properly, is that okay? You can come to this place now. Where is it? Where is my wall? I think is it this one? No, this axis. Wall is somewhere. So if I want to see my only remove this wall now, I'll come here, click on this. Can you see it now? So I'll be able to see those columns that are failing. Can you see it now? This is how you get to know the column that are failing. Is that okay? Because with the wall, I will not actually see those columns that are failing properly. Is that okay? So for me to see those columns that are failing properly, and even the beam, I'll come here. Likewise in Protastructure 2022 and above, you can also do this. So you can click on this partition wall layer, click on it. Can you see it now? So with this one now, I can see everything clearly. The beam that are failing, and also the columns that are failing. Is that okay? So this is how to go about your analyzing the structure that are irregular. Is that okay? In Protastructure, be it 2018 and above. Is that okay? This is how to go about it. Now, this one that are failing, we are going to be doing them in our next video. From there, after which we edit them to pass and also start our interactive design in our next video, and after which we enter into the foundation, which is the last part of this structure. Is that okay? All right, thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. I want to say, don't forget to click on like button and also comment in this particular for this particular video. Is that okay? By commenting, we know your mind, we also know the area you want us to improve, and also your view. Is that okay? And also liking, we make YouTube to make this video to do what? To go viral, to help others. Is that okay? We have Ekidel group whereby other engineers in the whole world, globally, yes, have come together to do what? To help one another. Is that okay? If there's any challenge, you can quickly post it there, and your problem will be what? Will be solved when it's come to design or structure entirely. Is that okay? All right. We also have the Ekidel mentorship training whereby we train one-on-one, where you have access to us to ask questions. Is that okay? Where you have access to ask a question. Is that okay? Like what we have done now, there are other things to it which you can be asking question, and everything will be what? Explained to you. Is that okay? All right, thank you very much once again. Till I see you next time in our next video, where we are going to be learning how to do your interactive design on your structure, proper way to do your interactive design. All right, thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video, I want to say bye.